Yeah, what's up, fellas? It's your boy Ryan, right here in the pickup lab. Today, we're going to do a fun vlog, and I'm basically going to explain to you guys how I get girls. And I'm going to take you through the process that I use to meet women, to attract them, to seduce them, and to ultimately have sex with them. And maybe if they're a high enough caliber of woman, then maybe a relationship. Anyway, but I'm going to take you through the whole the whole kit and caboodle, the whole ordeal from not like these most of these pickup and dating coaches. They tell you to start in what's called the attraction phase, and that's not the method that I use. Um, if you're not an attractive man, then you can't start in attraction. A girl will not be attracted to you until you first become attractive. And I do that in what I call a phase in if this was a linear phase, a linear process, which it is, starting with let's say meeting the girl, then talking to the girl, then holding hands with the girl, then kissing the girl, and going on a date with her and having sex with her and making her your girlfriend, whatever. It's a step-by-step process, but you can't just walk up to a girl and ask her out if you're not an attractive guy, because she'll just go to a guy that she does find attractive. And so even before you go out to the club or to the bar or to anywhere, Whole Foods, wherever, to go try to talk to the types of girls that you want, you got to first become attractive. And then before you become attractive, you got to first know what you want in a girl. So I'm going to explain to you basically my whole method from open to close. I know this camera's kind of, this light in here is fucking bad, but I'm not going to move all of my fucking gear, because in real life, like, this is where the magic happens. Not out there necessarily in the streets, but the behind the scenes stuff. And that's my method is very tactical. It's very aggressive, progressive, and I actually jot down in several books that I've written, starting with right here is called the Target Market Assessment Program. And this is your foolproof guide to getting the girl. And this is actually where my method starts. And without getting too technical, I could sit in front of this camera and talk for 10, 20, 30 fucking hours on pickup theories and philosophies, and I can give you a lot of information, way more minutia than you could ever handle. For me, this is my life. I live, eat, breathe, sleep, and shit pickup. And to me, at the end of the day, you're either getting laid or you're not. That's what separates the winners from the losers. That's my motto. So anyway, this is how it starts. And let me just take you through this real quick. So what I do is I start in what's called target market assessment. Okay, that's basically figuring out, first of all, what types of girls do you want? See, I ask a lot of guys, what do you want in a woman if I'm doing coaching? And most guys are just like, I don't know, hot, whatever, pretty, big tits. Those aren't really descriptive. Those aren't really, that's not really a means to getting a meaningful relationship. So it's really about figuring out not just what a girl looks like aesthetically, physically, but also what she's like as a person. What kind of clique does she hang out with? What type of friends does she hang out with? You can learn a lot about a person by their friends. Maybe you want to date like a yoga instructor, but if you're 500 fucking pounds, why does a hot fucking fit in shape yoga instructor want to date you if you're fat and overweight? So you have to let's say you want to date hot yoga instructors, and you figure that out where you're assessing your target market. The next thing is called lifestyle mastery, and that's where you need to become the type of guy that hot yoga instructor would actually want to date, would actually want to get on her knees and suck your cock, would want to go out with you in public, make out with you in public, hold your hand, introduce you to her girlfriends, brag about you, you know. This is where you become the man, and you become worthy of the type of girls that you want to attract. Target market assessment goes, a lot deeper than just who the girl is and what she's about. It's also figuring out, you know, where she hangs out at, what time, specific times and dates. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you know, yoga instructor, she's going to be in the gym, So primarily, like, it's going to have a lot to do with the gym and what time she's there and all types of stuff like that. You know, for me, I have multiple target markets because I'm doing this at a very advanced level. For example, oh, well, I don't want to get into it personal. I want to make it more general so that you guys can duplicate what I'm doing and get similar results. But I go to like a lot of different places. Like, for example, one thing I do during my target market assessment is I use Excel. I have an Excel spreadsheet. This is one of the most powerful pickup tools that I use. Like, for example, I was doing day game, and see right here, like, I don't think you could see it because it's blurring. I always leave a memo, and I kind of like leave myself notes because I'm getting so many fucking phone numbers. It's not uncommon for me to go out. My record is 34 different girls' phone numbers within a 4-hour block of time. So it's not uncommon to go get 10, 20, 30 numbers for me when I go out. And obviously, I can't remember all those girls. So I like to leave myself a memo. I'm actually working on an app right now for the Apple Store that has little icons of, redhead, blonde, brunette, has little pictures of the color of their hair, and you click in so you can remember, okay, Caroline was, brunette with blue eyes, and then it leaves you a little memo that you can click the microphone and say, like, Caroline, this is her phone number. She was the cute girl wearing the pink shirt, and she made the joke about whatever, whatever, whatever. So give yourself a nice little memo and a way to remember her so that when you call her up, on the phone the following day. No, I don't use wait 2 days or 3 days. That kind of shit that a lot of guys do is, oh, I want to be cool. I'm going to wait 2 or 3 days, or I'll wait 6 days to call her. I don't want to see. Now, fuck all that. Some other nigga will swoop right in on your target, and if he gets his dick inside her, she's going to end up being his bitch, and guess what? You lose. So call him the next day. About 10 in the morning or noon is the best time, because no other guy is calling a girl at that time. That's when she's getting up, she's getting dressed. She doesn't expect your call. And, of course, then you want to play chill. That's when I would call him up the next day and say, hey, what's up? This is Ryan. We were talking yesterday. You seem pretty cool. I'd love to get to know you better. I'm super busy right now, but we should definitely catch up. And then go ahead and get her Facebook or Instagram. But then I don't ask her out. I don't, because every other guy trying to say, hey, so what's up, shorty? You want to kick it? What you want to do? You want to go kick it? You want to go to the mall? Whatever. Like, fuck that. Keep them on the hook, and like a fish, just keep reeling them in. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, I have all this. I'm not going to show you all their Instagrams and Facebooks, but it starts out with, like, the date, the girl's name, first name, last name, if I can get it, their contact information, social media. Then it goes into, like, memo right here. Like, for example, smoking hot girl with highlights that I met, location, UNLV, the type of game I was doing, day game, college game. I went direct approach, following up, sent text. Look, sometimes you don't get them all. This one, what was this? Got hired guns number from Hard Rock Hotel. This was some chick I went in there in the middle of the night. I forgot to hit follow on my fucking, she gave me her Instagram. I forgot to click follow, and I left. Because I guess I typed it in, I searched, I opened her page, and then basically I was moving so fast that I just ended up turning off my phone, and I had thought that I hit follow, so then when I was already gone. So, game over right there. I didn't hit follow, so I had no contact information. I can't follow up, and I can't walk back in the venue and say, oh, you know what, I'm a dumbass. I forgot to hit follow. Can I, fuck it, just... Sometimes you got to just toss the fish back. There's always going to be bigger fish. There's always going to be, You know, if you don't get the girl that you want, don't sit there and get what, you know, PUAs call one-itis. Don't sit there and obsess over the bitch, you know. Fuck them. There's always going to be a prettier girl, a nicer girl who's going to treat you better, you know, suck your dick better. So, you know, fuck them. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. You never really lose. And anyway, so yeah, using Excel, so powerful here. Into the next stage right here. Let's say you meet the types, you figure out the types of girls that you want, and then you go ahead and figure out like what time they're hanging out at the place, at wherever you want to game at. And if you become the man here in lifestyle mastery and you're worthy of that type of girl, you go to what's called what I like to call this halfway point. This is where you kind of meet them halfway, and I call this attraction. And that's where you actually go out to said venue at specific date and time, and you start approaching the girls, and you end up using pickup routines and gambits and opening lines and stuff. And if you manage to, you know, attract the girl, and let's say like this is broken down actually into 3 phases, and we're not going to get all into these specifics, but these are specific things that happen where you're moving from phase to phase to phase. After you attract the girl, you know, as a male, you know, you're a man. Your job is to court. A woman's job is to choose. And if you present yourself in the best possible light, and she chooses you, let's say that's we'll just call that A1. You would then move into A2, where now basically like you've presented yourself, you've opened, you walked up and you said hi, and she's responding. What's going to happen is this is going to be your chance to, you know, she's attracted to you, and when she shows that she's attracted to you, you're going to then go into A3, and that's you going to basically choose her back, but not necessarily based on her looks. It's going to be more like because she said something interesting about her that implies something about her personality, you're going to let her know that's why I like you. You know what? You know, I might walk up, I'll walk up wearing some my cool fucking goggles with bling bling on them. She walks up, like that's how I start the conversation, and then basically she says, I like your goggles. Well, she likes me now, so it's my job to now choose her. So I'm gonna say, qualify. You know, why? What makes you better than the rest of these girls? You know, why should a guy like me go for a girl like you? You know, and basically let her know that that I'm up here, okay, and that she's here, okay, just like that. I want to always appear to be better than her. Why should a guy like me date a girl like you? What do you got that's worth my time? Not the other way around. If it was the other way around, I don't get that pussy. Okay, so and there's ways you can drop her perceived value of herself with what we call negs. You know, the other night I was at a bar, and I was talking to this bartender, and basically it was kind of funny because she was like leaning up against a pole. There's a pole right here, and she's sitting there talking, and I just start kind of giggling. I'm like, and she's like, what? So, and basically I kind of sat back and I was like, did you ever play that game? You know, when you were a kid, you like blow up the balloon and then you like rub it on your hair, and oh my God, is that what's happening right now? I was like, well, yeah, but it's cool. It's actually kind of cute. So she got all, even though that didn't actually happen, like her hair wasn't all static, I just made it up. But I basically pulled the self-esteem rug from right out under her. So now all of a sudden she's, oh my God, like, oh, she starts freaking out. But basically what that does is it lowers her perceived value of herself relative to me, making her want to then do things. This is just what women do, because they want to revalidate themselves and bring themselves back up to your level once you establish dominance like that. So I throw what's called a negative compliment, or a negative whatever, and I was, yeah, your hair's like kind of staticky, but it's cool, it's cute, you know. And of course, she's gonna go, oh, oh, oh. And she starts kind of fixing her hair, and anyway, just kind of just knock her off that pedestal, and then you want to do stuff to raise your value. And anyway, let's just say in A3, you're that's when you're gonna kind of qualify her. Maybe after you talk to her for a few minutes, you go ahead and you say something like, you know what? When I first met you, I'll be honest. I thought you were just kind of like one of these typical Vegas girls, but now after talking to you for a couple minutes, I can see there's more to you than meets the eye. I'd definitely be interested in maybe continuing this conversation another time. How could we do that? And of course, then she'll say, I could give you my phone number. Bam. At that point, A3 is completed. Technically, if you were looking for a makeout, you could go in at this point and you might be able to get away from it. But what the next stage is called comfort. Okay, again, it's broken down into 3 stages. And you've got comfort, connection, and intimacy. Okay, see 1, 2, and 3. Now, this right here is interesting. Let's say right here, I got her number. Okay, she gives me her number. But I don't want to just get her number and ask her like, yeah, I'll call you sometime. Okay, we call that a stairway to heaven. Okay? It's not going nowhere. We need something solid to connect with the girl. So what we want to do is we want to build what's called a time bridge. And a time bridge has 2 sides. This is when I get the number, and then this is when I meet back up with her. Okay? So I don't want to just say, hey, give me your number, I'll call you. I want to say right here, I want to say, give me your number. You know why? Because we're going to go ice skating on Tuesday. And she'll go, okay, yeah. So now I've locked in a date. So when I call her sometime in the middle here, she has a reason to answer the phone. This is going to eliminate this bitch flaking on me. Because she's already said that we have a date to go ice skating. So when I call her up, I say, hey, what's up? Good to see you. I'm looking forward to Tuesday when we're going ice skating. I'll pick you up. Open skate starts at noon, so I'll pick you up at probably like 10:45, and we'll go grab a some breakfast, or however you want to do it. That's up to you, and that's in logistics, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. So you build a time bridge. Time bridge again has 2 sides, and then you meet back up. Let's say right here in C1. C1 is comfort. You're still going to feel a little awkward at this phase because this is a stranger. This is a new person right here. And but as you start talking, you'll notice naturally that you will end up phasing into what's called C2, which is connection. Okay? And at that point, this person will cease to be a stranger and will start to just feel like a friend, like just someone that you're talking to. And at this point, this is when this is no more banter. This is no more games over here joking around. This is going to be serious conversation of what you're really into, your real world life passions and desires and dreams. That's what you're going to be talking about with each other. I might ask a girl, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And she's going to say, well, I'm going to school. I'm trying to be a nurse, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I'm going to reward her for that. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. If I'm into trying to date this, nurse. And she's going to ask me, what do I want to do? And I'm going to be saying, I'm working on this book right now, and I've got this going on, and my dream is to do blah, blah, blah. And this is really just going to connect the 2 of us. And at this point, if you haven't kissed the girl by here, this is absolutely imperative that you make the kiss by this point. The first kiss. It could just be in like a peck, Just go in for the kiss. We call this plowing, And if she's not taking the kiss by what you feel is this point, then you have screwed up somewhere in here, or she has lost attraction for you. And of course, you just basically want to kind of do a loop and just try again. If she doesn't go in for the kiss. Just be a man. She's sitting there, just as she's talking, just kind of. We've talked too much already. I'm gonna try something. I'm just going a little bit like that, If she doesn't move, if she just kind of stays like this, you might notice her eyes look down. She'll take the kiss and just go in. Go about 90 and let her come in the last 10. Don't just go all the way in. That's lower value behavior. You want to be a high value male. If anything, you might want to just tell her, come to you, be a dominant, you know. Just be like, come here. You can even just kind of put your hand on the back of her head and kind of go in. Or you can do, there's a cool little kissing tactic that I like to do. It's called Mystery's Kiss Tactic. And you might say, do you want to kiss me? Okay. There's basically 5 ways that she can answer this. One, she can say no. And then, of course, to eliminate rejection, you say, oh, I didn't say you could. It just looked like you had something on your mind. So, and then you go, okay, where was I? And then continue and talk about a new story. She might say yes. And then you go, in for the kiss. Easy. She might say maybe. Then you go, she says maybe. You go, let's find out. Going for the kiss. Maybe means yes. If she says not here, she's not here. Maybe her boyfriend is nearby. You just met her at a club. You can do this. You could do this on the open. Actually, you can just walk up and say, "Hey, do you want to kiss me?" She might be like, "Not here," because her husband is talking to his friends. And you go, "I understand." She says, "Not here." I understand. Be socially savvy. Then take her hand and walk her to like a private hallway, and then kiss her. The last thing she might say is, "Do you want to kiss me?" And then you just say, "Don't steal my lines," and you go in for the kiss. That's it. Very easy to kiss a girl at this phase. Once you are in this type of level of rapport right here in C2, just go for the kiss. You know, you don't even have to say anything. You just, come on, you know, or just, hey, I'm gonna try something, and then just put your hand kind of up by her face, touch her hair, and just kind of move her hair from the side and go in, kiss her. But don't keep kissing her. Don't keep making out. Just, we don't want to arouse her. We don't want to turn her on. We just want to create comfort, get her used to your touch. So you're gonna kiss, just, and then come back, and then say, "Yeah, soft lips. I like that." Anyway, where was I? Oh, the other day, go back into talking about something interesting, and then come back, and then go in for another kiss. And after you build enough, trust, comfort, connection, and commonality, you'll go into what's called C3, which is called intimacy. And that's where, instead of just a lip peck kissing will occur, that's where you'll get French kissing. That's where you're going to be walking around holding hands. You're going to be, not just arm in arm, but you're going to be tight holding hands and stuff like that. But what's also going to happen in this phase right here is what you're going to have is called multiple venue loops. So let's imagine these are different locations. There's attraction, okay? There's comfort, and ultimately there's seduction. And for example, let's see. Ultimately, let's say this is a location. Attraction, I met her at a coffee shop. The comfort location is us going ice skating at the ice rink, and the seduction location is when we go back to my house to, quote unquote, watch a movie. And what that means essentially is that if I say, let's go back and just watch a movie, and she says yes, she's saying that she'd like to have sex. But I'm not going to ask her directly, hey, let's go back to my house to have some sex, because then she can say no, okay? But the other way gives her plausible deniability to backwards rationalize that she's not being a dirty little slut to go off and fuck this guy. She's just going to watch a movie. So when her friends say, what did you do last night? She go, well, I met this guy. I mean, he was cool, and like we went back to watch a movie, and things just happened, and we ended up having sex. See, now she doesn't seem like a little slut. So it's, don't give it all away. Just kind of lead the interaction. Hey, we're just going to go over here for a few minutes to do this, and then let things happen. That's it. Okay. These two little other things, move and bounce. M-O, move, and B-O-U-N-C-E, move and bounce. And this is the most important thing to get through the comfort phase. This is like a video game. And if you want to get to here, you've got to get through here, but it's not so linear. Okay, right here, we're going to do what's called a move, right? So, for example, during this attraction, right here is that time bridge right here, where I said, okay, I called her up. This is us kind of talking on the phone. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Then maybe the next day we Skyped, and then the next day, we were DMing on Instagram. And finally, we meet up at the ice rink. I go to pick her up at her house, and then we move, and then we go to the ice rink, okay? And then there's going to be multiple moves and multiple bounces. We call these jumps. And let's say, for example, at the ice rink, we're skating around on the ice rink, and then I say, you know what, I'm kind of thirsty. Let's go get a hot chocolate. So we're going to move to the snack bar to have a hot chocolate, and then we're going to move back, and we're going to skate around on the ice. And when I get bored, I'm going to say, you know what, I'm getting kind of hungry. Let's go across the street for a hot dog. Okay? So then what we're going to do is we're going to bounce. Okay? We're going to bounce from that location to go get a hot dog. And then we're going to go to another comfort building environment. For example, after the hot dog, we went over to hot dog, and then we decided to say, hey, let's go watch a movie. Or maybe the game goes on pause for a minute, and I go drop her back off at her house, and then we go back to, again, in the comfort here, we're just kind of talking on the phone for like 15, 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we're accumulating time on this. From the time that we meet till the time that we have sex, this whole process will usually take between 4 and 10 hours of accumulated time. That means the 5 minutes that I talked to her when I first met her, then the 15 minutes that I talked to her on the phone, and then the 20 minutes that we were on Skype, and then when we met up and we went ice skating for 2 hours, now we're around here, and then maybe we want to go for a second date the following Thursday to go to the mall and kind of walk around and talk. So we go to the mall, and then we bounce to the food, or we move to the food court, we get some food, and we continue shopping, and then we bounce from the mall to across the street to the movies, and then by that time we're much further along here. The average time that I've known is it takes 6 hours on average for me from the time I meet a girl until the time that I fuck the girl. That means penetration, dick inside the pussy. Okay, once it goes in, that's the time frame. From the time I say hello to the time that the dick is inside the pussy, on average for me, 6 hours. Okay, you can do it faster. There's ways to rapidly escalate and skip over these phases, but that's another vlog. You can have sex. I've had sex with a girl in as little as 5 minutes. 7 to 10 minute sex. It happens all the time, going straight from open to close. Girls come to Las Vegas all the time. They want to meet. They want to fuck. They want to meet a high value man who's going to fuck them right. Okay, but they're only going to choose certain types of guys. You got to have certain types of qualities. So definitely check out my other vlogs if you want to learn how to get that 7 minute sex. But let's just go back to this for a second. So let's say we've done all these little dates and we've been accumulating time. Sooner or later, I'm going to say, oh, let's go back to my place to go watch a movie. Or this seduction location doesn't have to be a bedroom. It could be the back behind a dumpster in an alleyway. It could be in those little karaoke rooms that you rent out for $30 an hour, and you might end up start heavily making out, start finger banging her. She starts sucking your cock, and then you fuck her in that little room. That could be the seduction location. But what's going to happen right here is after intimacy, you're going to go into the seduction phase. There's S1, S2, S3, and basically that's S1 right here is called foreplay. So that's after we get into private. You don't want to start, being in the club, talking to a girl, and you start finger banging her in the club. You may arouse her, and you may feel like a super pimp and a player, like, yeah, dog, I just finger banged this girl in the club. I'm the fucking man. But then, and you're like, yeah, I got her number. We'll probably hook up to fuck. But when you call her, if you do that, then you go to call her the next day, she can get what's called buyer's remorse. And basically, you call her up and you're like, what's up? Well, she knows the only thing that you want to do is meet up to fuck. So that's where she starts flaking and she says, I'm busy right now, but, and it just doesn't go anywhere. And you go, what, why did it go cold? Well, it's because you jumped basically to S1 without actually building enough comfort to make her want to see you again. Okay? But let's just say you follow this method precisely and you go through the step-by-step process and you get into S1 and you're in private now in a seduction location. Like, for example, I got her back to my living room and we start making out on the couch. Then we start, this heavy petting, like sucking, kissing on the neck, on the ears. The top might come off at this point. But then you got what's called S2. Okay, and this is called LMR, last minute resistance. And this is where, let's just say you haven't built yet enough comfort. Not where she's going to turn you down, but she's just not sure. She doesn't want to know. She wants to know like that you're going to be there the next day. Are you just some guy that's trying to fuck her? Or what happens if she gets pregnant? Are you going to be there? Are you going to be part of that child's life? Like, this is a big investment for her. Sex is a much bigger investment for a guy. Like, I could just blow loads all over all types of different girls, in their pussy, in their fucking mouth, in their ass, and then I can just bounce to the next girl. It's no sweat off my sack. But for a girl, when she takes a fucking dude's nut, she can get pregnant, and then she's stuck with that kid for 18 fucking years. And so it's a big investment for her. And she wants to know that you're going to be there. If you've connected with her enough and she really trusts you, then you won't actually have this LMR. You'll skip over this phase right into S3, which is sex. You may have to overcome some last minute resistance. She may say like, oh, you might try to take off her bra or something like that. And she goes, oh, no, I just met you. It's too soon. So a lot of guys will go, oh, come on, baby. And then they'll keep like trying to kiss her and they'll kind of arouse her more. And she may enjoy that attention, but that's not going to get her to get her panties off and spread her fucking legs. So what you want to do is what's called a freeze out. So you try to take off the bra or whatever whenever she freezes up. You go ahead and go, oh, it's cool. Like, whatever happens, like we can have sex or not. Like, I still like you. I'm still here. And then just walk into like the other room and start making yourself a smoothie with a blender, or turn on the TV and just start watching TV and kick back. And just freeze out on her. And it's going to fuck up her whole world. Because she's like, wait a minute, like, it was all going good. And now he just, like, he doesn't care, like. And then that's going to compel her to kind of come to you. Okay? And so let her come to you. And then when you start making out again, then you just tell her, take off your top. Then she'll take off her top. And, if she freezes up again when you try to take the panties off, then you freeze out again. Oh, it's cool. Turn on the TV. Doesn't even bother you. Doesn't even faze you. Act like you have so many other girls and so many other options. If she doesn't want it, there's always going to be someone else that can do the heavy lifting. So just freeze out on her again and let her come back to you. And then once you get the panties off, proceed into sex. After that, this is just the beginning. This is basically from open to sex. And this is where most PUAs and pickup gurus and dating coaches, that's all they teach you. They don't teach you the before. They don't teach you how to actually get the girl and be attractive. They don't teach you what you want. And they don't actually teach you what happens after. Because after sex, there's a lot more that's going on. There's another phase up here. This is called RM. This is called relationship management. And this is where you actually end up becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. And there are things that, for example, let's just say a perfect relationship will revolve in staying attracted to you and then comfort and sex. You'll have comfort and then you'll have sex and then you'll build more comfort. For example, you go out to dinner and then you come home and you have sex, and then you watch a movie and then you cuddle and then you have sex. And as long as this cycle keeps going, your relationship is going to be wonderful, blissful, fulfilling. If any one of these stops, if she stops feeling comfortable with you, then sex is going to stop. If it's all sex and no comfort, like all you're trying to do is fuck her all the time, she's going to kind of think of you as more of a pervert, and she's going to become there's going to be a lot of discomfort happening, and sex will stop. And the only way to fix this is to go into relationship management. If you can happen to solve the issue, then you'll go back into this awesome cycle right here. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes, you meet a person and you connect with them, and it just doesn't work out for some reason. So what's called experience happens. And that's where you just learn for next time. And then you go ahead and you're going to start back over. Reassess your target market. Take what you learned in your last relationship and apply it into a new one. If it does work out, you go into like what's this phase called, and this is conception and reproduction. And this is actually where sex leads to conceiving a child. And just because a girl gets pregnant doesn't mean she's going to necessarily have the baby. Miscarriages can happen. Sometimes a girl, there was a girl that I was dating. She was beautiful. It turned out she was a pill-popping alcoholic. I got her pregnant, and she miscarried after 2 months, and we ended up breaking up. She wasn't physically capable to carry a baby. So she wasn't able to help me complete my biological and evolutionary purpose in life. So, but let's say you conceive and then you end up reproducing. Sooner or later, a child will be born, and your job as now a parent is to essentially teach that child these values, these same value systems, so they in turn can grow up to be an attractive individual and attract healthy mates themselves, and in turn reproduce themselves and continue the cycle of life here. This map that I give you it's not just pickup. This is life right here. So let's see. What are we going to talk about now? This can go in. Each one of these little sections can open up so many fucking portals, so many different threads of information. But anyway, I just kind of follow this method, and I'm able to. By doing this, you can end up having sex with as many partners as you have time for. You can have sex with 2, 3, 4 new girls a week. Just keep them in the rotation. Of course, you need physical time to set up these dates and all this type of stuff. But just kind of be aware of. For me, I like to be aware of where I'm at in the map. So, let's say, if I walk up and I talk to the girl, I want to get over the first phase as fast as I can. The whole thing of opening, walking up and using a pickup line. Hey guys, quick question. I know it's going to sound random, but I'm doing a YouTube survey. If you guys had your own island, what's the first thing that you would do on it? Oh, I'd have sex. I'd smoke pot. Oh, hell yeah. Got any butt on you right now? That's cool. You might be my new best friend. High five, whatever. That little open. That's a pickup line. That's a pickup routine. I don't really use pickup lines, but something like that you can say. My little island opener. During the holidays, I like to have a little candy cane in my pocket, and girls they'll come up and they'll talk to me, and they'll say, "Hey, can I get that candy cane?" And I have a pre-written script that I memorize, and so I'll say, "Oh, sure. Wait a minute. What's your name?" Veronica. Veronica what? Gonzalez. Whoa. I totally would, but I've seen Santa's naughty list, and whew, and some fun little banter like that, just to start the conversation. But once that happens, then that phase is gone, and we're into A2. So we want to get rid of the open. Just get in there. And sometimes a lot of guys, they feel a lot of intimidation, a lot of approach anxiety. Oh, she's too hot. Those are all coming really from self-esteem issues. You got to understand that. What does she really have going on in her life that's so great? Probably nothing. She's probably just hanging out with her girlfriends. And a lot of guys, oh, I don't want to interrupt. Well, you're not interrupting. You're doing your job as a human male. Your job is to court. A woman's job is to choose. That's it. And ultimately, both of your job, male or female, is to reproduce before you die, before the end of your finite allotted lifespan. You have approximately 28,251 days from the time of your birth till your death to get this happening. Okay. If you cannot attract a mate and procreate, you are by dictionary definition sterile, and nature will unapologetically weed your genes out of existence. So picking up women is a matter of life and death. It is that serious. You have to get this part of your life handled. So anyway, as I'm going through these phases, like for example, if I start realizing that I did walk up and I talked to the girl and we started kind of flirting and I did qualify her for legitimate reasons other than her physical beauty. And I noticed that we're sitting down kind of just having a drink and we're having a pleasant, polite conversation. Then I know that I'm not in the attraction phase anymore. I'm in the comfort phase. And of course, then I know that, okay, now it's time for me to begin kino escalating. I got to start touching her, light taps, on her elbow. Might want to tap her on the shoulder and blah, blah, blah. Keep talking, get her used to my touch. If she says something funny, oh, that was good. I'll give you a hug, you know. Um, maybe, palm read, grab her. Let me see her hand, read her palm, whatever. Just anything that you can do to start touching the girl. Don't keep touching her, touch her and go, touch and go, touch and go, and just get her used to your touch. And there's so many fucking, each one of these little blocks, let's just say we could be like 20, 30 hours of conversation on their own. So shit gets really deep and really intense. But again, I just try to focus mentally and just be aware of where I'm at on this map, for say, of this, human this mating ritual, this courtship behavior. I just try to know where I'm at on the map. If I know that I've been, making out with her, and she's enjoying it, then I know like she's ready to fuck, and I just need to find a place of isolation. I need to get her into the back of fucking SUV, into a bathroom stall, into a toilet stall, whatever. I need to get her back to the house. I need to get her somewhere to isolate her and seal the deal. And we want to get rid of all of this as fast as you can, because this is where you want to be. You want to be, or not managing the relationship, but ultimately we want to do all this. You learn all this pickup stuff so you can attract the type of women that you want, and you can live the lifestyle that you want and have an amazing woman or women in your life, and be having the sex life that you want. And ultimately, your goal should be to ultimately find the exact type of girl that you want, that you're willing to invest a lifetime with, and have a child together and complete your purpose in life. And that's really what this is all about. A lot of people say that, is it just about fucking girls? No, it's about conception and reproduction. It's about completing your biological purpose on this planet as a human being. That's what it's really about. And I can give you all the fucking little techniques in the world, but a lot of these guys, they will just use it, and then they think that this is the end of the game. They think like, okay, I fucked her, I won the game, and then they go and they fucking basically run it off to experience, and they go to a new target, and they get caught in this loop, this from here to experience and back. And they're missing the whole point of all of this, which is ultimately to get a fucking girl pregnant and have a baby. That's what this is all about. Going off and using the techniques to fuck random girls is totally okay at first. You've got to learn the steps in the process and get experience before you actually end up going for the 9s and the 10s, and the exact types of girls that you want. So go ahead and practice, open random warm-up sets, learn how to open, learn how to approach women, learn how to seduce them, go through the process, have sex with a lot of different girls until your game is so tight that when you finally see the one, the perfect girl, you're like, that's wifey material right there. When you know this all these steps so well, you'll just be able to go in, open that girl, attract her, build comfort with her, seduce her, make her your girlfriend, and ultimately maybe a few months, a few years go by, you might get married, you ultimately have a child. I'm not talking about just going around and impregnating a bunch of random girls. I'm just saying, when you find the one who you're willing to invest your life with and invest your time, your money, your effort, your energy, blood, sweat, tears, everything into the relationship with that girl and having a family with that girl, that's why you want to know these steps so well, so that you can get the girl that you want. Anyway, fuck, there's so many different tactics. If you guys want to know more, this is definitely where to start. There is so much fucking information in this book. I don't have both my hands available right now, but yeah, this is it's like a workbook. See, like you'll be able to write down, find out exactly what you want, and this is gonna lead you into the whoa, motherfucker. It'll lead you basically into the rest of the method, and then I cover a shit ton more stuff in my new book right here. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Picking Up Girls with a Wingman, and this is actual tactical strategies of how specifically to approach girls and get their numbers. And I'm just looking for a page right here. Yeah, see, so you'll be able to see like exact certain ways of how to pick them up and how to and these are all, this is not theory, this is all real, verifiable, field tested stuff by myself and by countless numbers of my students that I take out. I do private coaching on this stuff. I take guys out to bars, nightclubs, grocery stores. I mic them up with covert listening devices, lapel mics, and I have them approach girls. I tell them what to say. I correct their body language, vocal tonality, how to stand, you know, what to say. I can hear what they're saying, and then I coach them on their approach to get them better. You know, some guys come in, their head is down, they're mumbling, you know, hands are in their pockets, all signaling elements of no confidence. And women aren't necessarily looking for the way that men, you know, we look for aesthetics, physical beauty in a woman. Women don't care about that as much as they care about the social cues that a guy is giving off to convey that he is the man, okay? That he has the ability to protect and provide for her. So what I look like physically, the fact that I'm missing a fucking tooth, you know, because I'm a pro skater, soper, you know, fucking blast a tooth out of my mouth. The fact that my grill is a little fucked up, you know, it's not as relevant as the fact that, hey, I'm a published author and I have money coming in from dozens of different angles, and then I'm a YouTube partner and I make money there, and, you know, I have a high paying position at another job that I have in the music industry. And so the fact that I'm able to put food on the table and, you know, keep a roof over my head and, you know, buy fucking brand new fucking Nikes, and you know, I can afford to pay to support myself, my girl, and our future potential offspring. She's more inclined to be looking at that when she's choosing a mate rather than my physical aesthetics of what I look like, whether I, you know, my hands are a little rough from working or something like that. Whereas as a man, you know, when I'm looking at a woman, I'm more inclined to be, when I'm choosing a mate, it's going to be how good of shape is her body, and is she slim, is she slender, can she physically carry a child. I'm looking at her hair color. Is it shiny? You know, her eyes, you know, does she have a nice smile? Is her skin, you know, warm and has a glow to it? Does she have youthful, beautiful features? Does she appear sexually available? Does she dress fashionably enough where she shows off some cleavage? You know, like, does she, is she sexy? You know, who she is as a person, character-wise, is going to be secondary to most men, versus you know, to women, they're more looking at a man's character, not necessarily what he looks like, but more about who he is as a man and what he stands for. What does he represent? You know, if a woman walks into even to a place like a McDonald's, you know, there's a lot of males in there. Some are cashiers, some are fucking janitors, but then one of them is going to be the manager. And if you ask a woman, like, okay, if you had to choose one of these guys in the McDonald's to fucking to fuck, you know, she's going to point to like the manager. She wants the top dog in whatever local environment that she's in. She walks into a club, she's not necessarily looking for the guys who are the customers. She's looking for the club owner. She's looking for the lead singer in the band that's playing that night. And if she can't get the lead singer in the band, then she might go for the lead guitarist. And if she can't go for the lead guitarist, then it's like between the bass player and the drummer. And, well, if you're into music, you get the joke on that. But should probably go for the drummer. But they go through like a status hierarchy. What women are looking for when they're choosing mates. They want the top earners. They want the guys with the money. They want the boss niggas that run shit. They want the man. Okay, straight up. They want the man. They want the top dog. They want the alpha male. In most cases, there are some more masculine women that go for the more effeminate man, but we're talking overall. The general female population want the top dog. They want the big boss man, shit like that. So you always want to strive as a man to step up your game to become that guy, or just become the best version of yourself that you can. And with women, we're looking. There's a lot of nice girls out there with nice jobs and very nice people, but they're overweight, or they have a lot of wrinkles, or they have they don't know how to dress. They wear just always non-revealing clothing like jeans, or they wear like loose-fitting jeans, or they wear bigger shirts that aren't really showing off the shape of their hips. Guys want to see that hips to waist ratio. We want to know that, can she carry a child? This is all subconscious. This happens fast. We look at a woman instantly. You can kind of say, I'd fuck her, or no, she's too fat. It's either going to be like yes, no, maybe. And when girls start realizing what guys want, we want physical beauty, and then that's what attracts a man. Okay, she's hot enough, I'll go and I'll approach her, I'll talk to her. And then you find out, wow, like this girl's actually really nice, she has a good character. That's what's making her girlfriend or wifey material, versus like a girl who's just super pretty, super hot, and she has a bitchy, bratty, nasty, annoying personality. As a man, she's still pretty. So I could still stick my dick in her, I could still fuck her, but I'm not gonna call her the next day. So that's sometimes you're like, oh, I just want to go find a hot bitch, a fine. And when I say bitch, I don't mean it in a term of submissive. I mean bitch as in like she's bratty or annoying, or she is full of herself, or is fucking narcissistic or something like that. She's a fucking bitch. She's an asshole, whatever. You try to talk to her, and she's got that shitty attitude or whatever, and I'm not gonna stay with her. That's not grounds for a good relationship. I'm not going to invest my life into a girl like that. But that is a girl that I could fuck. I could get off. It's still a tight, warm hold. It's not my hand, and it's another notch in the bedpost. It's more experience. Guys, if you want better relationships, you got to become the man. Make it your life quest to become the best man that you can be. Become the best and then attract the best. And if you're a woman and you're having trouble with men, get in the fucking gym. It probably has to do something with your weight, as much as you might not want to admit it. It probably has to do with your physical appearance somehow. You might look in the mirror and say, I don't know, I'm pretty, my friends say I'm hot. No, well, maybe, ask your guy friends, what could I do to make myself more attractive? Probably, again, it has something to do probably with this area of your body. You might have some love handles, weight on you, and that's why you're not guys aren't taking you serious. Like, you're not hot enough to be the girlfriend. They don't want to, guys, we're very, a lot of guys are superficial in the sense where we're not going to go hold hands with, like, even though the girl's super nice, if she's physically displeasing, it lowers the man's value in front of the eyes of his friends. So, like, for example, if I was walking around with a fat girl in public and holding her hand, I would get laughed at by my friends. They say, why are you with that fat bitch? Okay? That's how that, in the words of a guy, that's how we talk. So that's why, guys, we want to go for that prettiest girl. Because we want to look, if I'm holding hands with a really fucking hot girl, it makes me look dope. I look that much cooler. So, guys, like, for example, I was dating this one chick, Ariel, and she was a catwalk model, and I think she was like 5'11", and I usually don't. I like more shorter, petite girls, but it was just kind of interesting because like the way that she dressed, the way that she carried herself, or whatever like that. As I was walking around Caesar's Palace holding this girl's hand, it was just kind of like every fucking guy would look at her, wishing they could have her, and then they look at me thinking like, that guy must be the man. He must fucking own like 6 restaurants, or he must fucking own a. He must be rich. Like that dude is the man. Why does he have a girl like her? Man, you know. So you know, I don't know. I'm gonna cut this short. I'm getting tired of talking. It's hot as a motherfucker in here, you know. But I hope you guys like this video. I hope you learned something, and leave some comments in the box below for me for maybe things that you guys want to learn, and then I'll try to do some videos on it. If you want more videos like this, if you go to my YouTube under the playlist, it's called Ryan JAUNZEMIS Master Pickup Artist. I'll show you right here. If you go to, because half the time I talk about this and people will still ask me like they can't find it, whatever. If you go to playlists and you go to right here, Ryan JAUNZEMIS Master, 108 videos already in there, and this has literally fucking dozens of, you know, here's one, an hour, 9 minutes, hour and 8 minutes, 2 hours long. Really, literally hundreds of videos on all different subjects of how to attract women, and definitely check it out. And you're gonna learn a lot of stuff here. And again, I'm available for private coaching, where I actually take people out for a price. Of course, this is my job. This is how I pay the rent. Expecting to invest between $2,000 and $15,000 for between a day or for a weekend. If you're not prepared to pay top dollar, I don't want you as a student. You need to, you know, if you're ready to become the type of man who's naturally attracted to beautiful women, it's not an easy task. It's not for everybody. You know, you've got to be willing to dedicate your life to this. You know, it's not something that it's not a magic pill. It's not you know, me telling you this one time and then you think that you know it all. A lot of guys, like, you know, they ask me, what's the magic pickup line? There's not a magic pickup line. This is a lifestyle. I'm a lifestyle guru. I give you the answers and the ways in which to create the lifestyle that's a lifestyle that's naturally attractive to beautiful women. I live a lifestyle that's naturally attractive to beautiful women. I have tons of interesting stuff going on. I'm doing all these amazing different things, and it's all by design. And so when women get to know me and I start talking about who I am and what I'm about, it's intriguing to women because I'm doing so many different. Doesn't mean you have to become a published author or a gangster rapper. You could do whatever you're doing in your own life and basically step it up a notch. You know, if you're you know, well, that's lifestyle mastery stuff, and that's a different vlog. We'll get into that another time. But anyway, definitely check out the stuff and leave some comments of what you might want to learn in the box below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. I'm gonna upload this, and oh yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.